All right, we're going to go ahead and go over page 151 in our math book. Our first problem, we're going to write less than, greater than, or equal to. And when we compare, we want to check our place values first and then look at the digit in each place to determine which digit's bigger. So in the ones place on both of these digits, or both of these numbers, the digit 0. Now I'm going to look at the tenths place. I got a 9 and an 8. I know that 9 is greater than 8, so 9 hundredths is greater than 89 hundredths. I could also say this as 9 tenths as well. I could drop that 0, but either way, it's greater. Next, let's go ahead, look at our next number, 3 and 52 hundredths and 3 and 8 tenths. I have a 3 in both ones places, so let's look back a place. In the tenths place, we have a 5 and an 8. I know that 5 is less than 8, so 3 and 5 tenths, even though it's a longer number, is less than 3 and 8 tenths. Next one is 6 and 91 hundredths compared to 6 and 3 tenths. Well, I know the ones place both has a 6, so let's look at the tenths place. A 9 and a 3. What's bigger, 9 or 3? The 9 is bigger, so 6 and 91 hundredths is greater than 6 and 3 tenths. All right, next one, we've got a 1. I'm sorry, not a 1, oh my goodness. A 4 in the ones place, and in the tenths place, a 0 and a 2. I know, oh my gosh, this autofocus today is kind of going crazy. The 2 is greater than 0. So 4 and 5 hundredths is less than 4 and 2 tenths. All right. Ones place has a 0 in both of these numbers. I know 3 is smaller than 5. So 38 hundredths is less than 5 tenths. Which of the following shows expanded form using exponential notation for the number 315,796? Circle the next to best answer. So exponential notation means it has to have exponents. So if I look in the back of my book here, I can see my different variations of expanded form. This one here that shows each power of 10 or each place value with exponents, that is exponential notation for expanded form. So, well, if I look at these, my choices here kind of show me. The one with the exponents is correct because the 3, which is in the hundreds, thousands place, is 3 times 10 to the power of 5, which is 100,000. 1 times 10 to the power of 4, which is 10,000, and so on. These two do not work because they're not in exponential notation, even though they are in expanded form. Now, we know 2 different ways to solve 3, but because I want us to practice multiplying and then converting, we're going to do that. So when we have fraction of problems, we really think of means to multiply. And when we multiply fractions, we just multiply straight across. So I have 1/3 times 30. Every whole number really has a 1 underneath it. So we'd multiply straight across to get 30 over 3. Well, that's an improper fraction. So I need to divide. And I know my math facts, so I know 3 times 10 is 30. So 1/3 of 30 is 10. So if I had 30 beads and I had 1/3 of them blue, 10 of them would be blue. Well, 1/8 of 16, so we're just multiplying straight across. 1/8 times 16, put that the 1 as a denominator, multiply your numerators, 1 times 16, multiply your denominators, 1 times 8, and then divide because we have an improper fraction. I know my math facts, so actually this goes pretty quickly. 8 times 2 is 16, so it's a whole number. If I had 16 animals and 1/8 of them were dogs, how many would be dogs? Well, 2 would be dogs. Now I have 1/5 of 25. I'm going to take 1/5, multiply it by 25 with a denominator of 1, and there goes that autofocus again. Multiply straight across, and then divide. And we're dividing because we have an improper fraction. 5 goes into 25 5 times. So what is 1/5 of 25? It's 5. If I had 25 students in my class and 1/5 of them wore glasses, that would mean 5 students wore glasses. How would you write 5 and 279 thousandths in words? Choose the best answer. So it's best to read through these. So we have 54 and 279 thousandths. Well, I think that's the right answer, but I still want to read all of these. 54 and 279ths. Well, we don't say that, so that can't be correct. 54 and 279 hundredths. Hundredths would mean our smallest or our last place value or our smallest value was in the hundredths place. My smallest value is not the hundredths, it's the thousandths. So like we thought, that first answer we read is the correct answer. Write a number story that could be modeled by problem 3A. Well, funny thing, you might want to go back and rewind to help you with a word problem because I kind of told you the word problems after I solved. But you could always think of if I had 30 somethings and the third of them were something else, how many of that something is it? Or you can go back and rewind and help yourself to any of those 3 or come up with your own.